going to be rocking side to side. And we're going to massage our lower back out, right? Always got to start the workout off feeling good. So you got to start off with the good stuff. So as you're even rocking side to side, you can even do small mini circles, right? So you can do circling one way, circling the other, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's no wrong way to stretch, right? So then you're going to hug your right knee to your chest. Left leg will be out straight. You'll point that toe, squeeze that quad, and we're going to go side to side. So just nice and easy, trying to think of keeping those shoulders relaxed. And you want to start being aware of your core. We're going to do lots of core today because it's Friday. And the best way to celebrate the weekend is by doing core work, right? That's just scientific fact. So we're going to go about one more to each side. And then you're going to have one leg up straight. It doesn't matter which one, you'll grab behind that hamstring and we're going to alternate there, right? So if your back was feeling really tight, you could have one foot down. It's up to you, right? But just taking your time, trying to keep those legs nice and long and straight, right? Waking up those hamstrings this morning. Say, hey, hamstrings, how are you? So just nice and controlled motions. Keeping those shoulders relaxed. That's the hard part. Shoulders don't like to relax. So we're going to go one more to each side. And then we're going to relax those legs down. And we're going to go into a slow and controlled crunch. So keeping your feet on the ground, you're going to have hands behind your head, nice wide elbows. You're going to inhale in. Exhale, we're going to lift into that crunch. Nice and easy coming back. So every time you crunch, you should feel that lower back touch the floor, right? Your abs might shake. That's okay. That just means you're isolating those muscles, right? And we're going nice and controlled motions. Okay, so it doesn't have to be fast. Try to keep that chin off your chest. As you're crunching, you're going to bring your right leg towards you and you'll crunch. It's going to come down and then we'll go to the left side. So we're going side to side, nice and controlled, pushing that back down, right? And your abs are already burning. And you're like, what is wrong with her? This is warm up? Oh yeah, it's warm up. We don't mess around with warm up, right? If you're not sweating up in the warm up, then you wasted your time. Okay, so just nice and controlled on this next motion. We're just gonna hold our crunch and focus on our legs. So making sure as you hold that crunch, you're keeping that lower back down, right? Your core is nice and tight and you're just taking your time going side to side with those legs, right? A little core burnout, I guess, huh? So we're going to go for about 10 more seconds here. And then we're going to work on more core. Core, core, core. That's all you're going to hear me say today. So we're going to go one more to each leg. Then you're going to relax your head down. Right? And we're going to go into some dead bugs. So we're going to start with our modified version. So both arms are up straight. You're going to have your right arm come back. Left leg comes into tabletop. You'll come down to the ground and you're going to go side to side just like that, right? So we have one foot on the ground. We're going to progress through this move as we get going here. So since this is the easiest part of the move, really focus in on your core. Make sure you're paying attention to that lower back, right? And your core is nice and tight. We're just going side to side, no big deal. And we're going to add to this in just a second. So you have the option. You could stay right here if this feels better to your back. Otherwise, you'll bring both those legs into tabletop and you'll kick out straight and go side to side there. So it's really whatever feels best to your lower back, right? You want to make sure that you're using those muscles, but we're not causing back pain. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with having a foot down on the ground. If that's what makes you feel better, that's perfect. Okay, so nice and controlled. So we'll step it up again. So you could either just stay right here, or if you want to take it up one more notch, you'll have both arms and legs up straight, and you would do a straight arm and straight leg dead bug, right? So it's up to you which variation you're doing at this point, right? Make sure you're paying attention to your back, keeping your core tight, and focusing on your form, okay? So it doesn't have to be the hardest variation there is to do this right. So we're going to go one more to each side, and then we're going to relax those legs down. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to do some tabletop warm-ups here. So we're going to have both of our legs in tabletop position. So you want those knees right above those hips. Make sure that you're bringing that lower back down to the mat, right? And your core is nice and tight. So you're going to inhale in. As you exhale, we're going to kick both legs up nice and straight. Nice, easy inhale. You're going to bend those knees and come back. Okay, so on this, if you feel like you need to have one foot down on the ground, that's totally an option. Otherwise, you want to take your time, try to make those legs as long as possible, point those toes, nice and easy, come back. right? So this is not a fast motion. You really want to stretch out those legs, right? If you point your toes, it's going to help you squeeze those legs, right? And that's what we want. Okay, so exhale, kicking up, inhale, coming back. And if you're doing one leg at a time, you can go ahead and switch legs, right? Otherwise, you are still cooking with me here, okay? And it's just nice and controlled, right? Stretching out those hamstrings, keeping that core nice and tight, and you're not going fast. That's the hard part. Okay, so we're going to do about 2 more here. And on that last one, you're going to keep both of those legs up straight, or you can have one foot down, and we're going to do our slow and controlled crunch here. So hands are behind your head, the elbows are wide. You're going to exhale, crunch up, inhale, come back, right? So you could have both feet up or one foot down if you need to. You want to have those legs be as straight as possible. You're pointing your toes, right? Every time you crunch, that lower back is pressing down. Of course it is. Okay, you're doing a great job. We're going to do one more here, and then you're going to hold your crunch, and you're going to do a small flutter kick. So ankles are just going to pass each other. If you have one foot up, just do one small motion with that leg, and I'll tell you when to switch, right? But you're just controlling your legs here. It's not a huge motion. So there's your halfway mark. You could switch legs if you need to, right? Otherwise, keep those legs up. It's just our ankles passing each other. We're warming up. We'll get crazy here in about 10 seconds, okay? Keep hanging on to it. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax on down. All right. So go ahead and grab your weights. I'm going to be using lighter weights today. So I'm using 5s. If that helps you, since we're doing a lot of core moves, sometimes lighter weights just feel a little bit better. Okay. So we're going to have both arms up straight, and you're going to have both legs in tabletop. So we're going to start with our arms here. You're going to let your arms come slightly back, and then you're going to pull basically right to your knees. Okay, so your arms will come just slightly behind your head, and then you're going to let your hands come to your knees. Okay, so we're going to build into this move, right? You're keeping those arms nice and straight. If you needed to do one dumbbell or no dumbbells, that's okay too. Okay, so you're just coming back, hands to those knees. So we're going to add to this move every 30 seconds, right? So right now we're building the foundation. You're keeping your core tight, right? You're just enjoying it. Feels kind of nice right now. So make sure that your legs are not falling down, right? You want to keep your heels up high, even with those knees, right? Focusing on that core. And we got one more here, and then we're going to start adding in our legs. Okay, so what you're going to do here, you're going to go right arm, left leg. You're just going to extend out and come back in. So we're just going to do one side at a time. Right arm, left leg, right? So if you're modifying, you would have your right foot down. Okay, it's nice and controlled. It kind of looks like our dead bug that we just did, right? You're breathing with it. Your left arm is just staying up nice and tall. Okay, and you're keeping your core tight. Right, no big deal. So slow and controlled is the key today, right? We're doing core work. You want to make sure that you're doing the right movements, not going as quickly as you can. You've got one more here, and then we're going to switch. So we got left arm, right leg. You're going to extend and then come back, right? Extend and come back. So we're just doing opposites. Keep that core tight. Make sure that lower back isn't hurting. If it is, put that left foot down. Okay, your head gets to stay down. We're going to get our head involved later. Right, and by head, I mean crunch, not using your brain. We don't want to use our brain today. Okay, we got one more. Okay, and you guessed it, now we're gonna go both legs. If both legs feels like too much, you could just modify and do one side at a time again. Okay, otherwise, you're gonna have both arms come back, both legs come out, and then you pull back into that tabletop position. So it's slow and controlled. Make sure you're not just pulling your legs in as fast as you can. You wanna really kind of squeeze for a second, and slowly come back, right? Squeeze and back, right? It's slow and controlled today, right? And you're gonna love it. Your core will love it. Your back will love it. Okay, modify if you need to. Okay, we're gonna go, if you were doing one side at a time still, you could switch sides. We've got about 15 seconds to go here. Slow and controlled motions, okay? Make sure you're not just bringing your legs in as quickly as possible. We're going to do a total of 3 more. Here's one. You're going to come back. Here's 2, coming back. Here is 3, coming back, and you're gonna relax. So the next move, you're gonna have 1 dumbbell. We're gonna have the dumbbell in our right hand, okay? You're gonna have your left leg is gonna be out straight, and you're gonna be using your left hand behind your head as a crunch. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna punch with your right arm, you'll crunch over to your left leg, and then come back, okay? So you're punching over to your left leg and back. Left hand's behind your head to help keep that neck nice and relaxed. If you wanna make it a little bit more challenging, you're just gonna have your right leg in a tabletop position. Okay, so your goal is to get that right shoulder blade off the floor every single time, okay? And you want that left leg to be as straight as possible, right? So we're still pointing our toes. That's gonna help us engage our leg for that whole movement. Okay, nice and controlled, protecting that neck. We're gonna add to this in just a second. Yippee, right? I know, I think so. So on this next motion, keep that left leg up, keep that right there. You're gonna lift and crunch, you're doing a toe reach. Okay, so you're reaching with that right arm up to those toes. Left hand is still behind your head. If you want it harder, that right leg is just up in the air. Okay, so we're reaching, you're doing a mini crunch here. You're keeping your shoulder blade up off the floor. The weight just makes it more fun, of course, right? Keep on reaching. Okay, as close as you can. Try to have that left leg as straight as possible. You want to make sure you're not relaxing all the way back. You've got 3, 2, 1. You're gonna relax, and we're gonna switch. So you've got left arm, right leg. Your right arm is behind your head. You're gonna crunch over and punch over. Crunch and punch, right? And if you want to make it harder, left leg is in tabletop. Okay, so you're reaching over and back. Make sure that left shoulder blade's coming up off the floor every time you reach over. Okay, you're keeping that right leg nice and straight. You're pointing your toe. You want to engage your full body by pointing that toe. That's going to wake everything up. Seems silly, but it's not. So on this next motion, keep that right leg up. Left arm is reaching. You've got your toe reaches, right? So we're crunching, mini crunches. You're reaching, right? You can have your left foot down if you want. Keep on crunching up. Make sure that right arm is there to help protect your neck, right? And it's not too bad, is it? No, just now started to burn. Okay, you're doing a great job. You've got 10 seconds, right? We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So we're going to keep 1 dumbbell. We're going to still be doing opposites here. So what you're going to do, we're going to have our right hand has the weight. Right knee is going to stay bent. Left leg is out straight. So on this, we want to use our left arm to help us roll up and lift up to that foot, right? So you're using that arm to help you lift up. Looks kind of the same, doesn't it? Isn't that exciting, right? So we're crunching over, lifting, and back. So you're going to stick to one side. If you push your left elbow into the floor, it's going to help you lift up, right? Use that left arm to help you get up higher, right? I'm not just using my core. My arm is helping me lift up, right? That's why I'm getting up so high, because I'm using my arm. Isn't that wild? Hey, you got 10 seconds, then we're going to switch sides, okay? Take your time with it. Keep on breathing. 1 more, and we're going to switch, okay? Left arm has that weight. Right leg is out. We're using that right arm. You're lifting up, reaching and crunching, right? So you're doing a punch and a lift. Use that right arm to help you lift up. That's the key to this. Your right arm is what's going to make it happen. Hey, don't just ignore it. Your abs are tired, and that's a good thing. Okay, you're doing a great job. You're almost there. We got 2 more. Here's 1. Here is 2. And you're going to relax. All right. So now we're going back to both dumbbells. And you're going to have both legs up straight. Yay! Both arms are going to be up straight too. So we're kind of going to do a chest fly type motion here. So slight bend in those elbows. You're going to come together and back. Okay. So legs are staying up straight. You're drawing your belly button in. Palms are facing each other. Arms are just going to go wide and back, right? Of course, You can have one foot down if you need to. Make sure your arms are not touching the floor, right? If you're touching the floor, you're going down too far. You want to control those weights and not let them fall to the floor, okay? So now you're going to keep your weights together, and we're going to work our hips. So pointing your toes, you're just going to let your legs come about as wide as your mat and back. Holding those weights up top, drawing the belly button in, okay? And we're going to add to this in just a second. So arms are just staying up nice and tall. You're focusing on keeping those legs as straight as possible and pushing that back down, right? And that shouldn't be just, this isn't a breeze. If you're focusing on the form of it, it's a challenge, okay? So really focus on your legs and your core. Okay, and now you're gonna add your arms to that movement. So arms and legs go wide and back, right? So your arms don't have to go wider than your legs. It's nice and controlled, right? You're keeping your core tight, you're breathing, and you're having fun, of course, okay? Nice and controlled motions. Legs are straight, belly button's drawn in. Okay, we got about 5 seconds. Let's do 3 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of a combo move here. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to have both legs and arms up straight. You're going to let your arms and legs come down as far as you feel you can. They're going to come back together. Then you're going to go wide and come back together. So we're going to alternate between those 2 moves. Okay, go for it. So arms and legs come apart. Arms and legs come together. You're going to go wide together. So it's slow and controlled. If you want to do one side at a time and have a foot down, that's fine. We're going for a whole minute. So I will tell you when to switch. Okay. But this is not a fast move. There is so much body control in here. You want to focus on that form. Pay attention to your lower back. Smaller motions are easier to control than larger motions. Okay, there's your halfway mark. So if you're modifying, go ahead and switch. Okay, make sure that you're breathing. You're keeping those legs nice and straight, right? And if you're keeping those legs straight and pointing your toes, your legs should be feeling pretty tired by this point. Okay, you're almost there. Keep hanging on to it. We've got about 10 seconds left. Okay, and just hold on to that form. Take your time, right? We're going to go 1 more of each here. Okay, so I'm starting my first part of the move, coming back and up. I'm going to go wide and back, and then I'm going to relax those legs down, right? Isn't that exciting? Sure is. So we're going to have 1 dumbbell again. Yay! You didn't think we'd ever be done with it. So both legs are going to be in tabletop. Our right arm is going to start down. As you press up with that right leg, our left leg is going to kick out. Okay, so here we are. We're just pressing up and kicking. Looks pretty familiar, right? If you want to have your right foot down, that's okay too. Okay, but focus in on that core, focus on that form, right? So if you have lighter weights, you can focus on that form a little bit more, right? We want our core to be in charge. You want to time the arm and leg moving together. Okay, nice and controlled. So on this next motion, you're going to keep that arm and leg out straight. They're going to come together and apart. So your head can stay down. If you like holding your crunch, you can, but we're going to come together and apart, right? Right? Have you figured out we're doing lots of opposites that look the same? Okay, controlling the arm and leg, keeping them nice and straight, keeping that core tight, right? We are working the core today. So we got about 15 seconds. You are almost there. Let's do 5 more. Here's 1, coming up, 2, coming up, 3, coming up, 4, coming up, 5, and relax. So you're going to go left arm, right leg, right? We're pressing up, kicking out, going right into it. Go for it. So press and a kick. And back, right? Head can stay down if you like to crunch with it. Sure, you could. It's up to you. But really focus in on that core, straightening out that right leg, pointing that toe. Okay, we got 15 seconds until we do the straight arm, straight leg reach. Okay, left foot can be on tabletop or down on the floor if you need to. Okay, nice and controlled. On this next one, You're gonna reach up. We're bringing our arm and leg together and apart, right? So you can keep your head down or hold a crunch. It's up to you. If you're holding a crunch, you're just pushing that back down more, and it's gonna make you work your core a little bit harder. Okay, so controlling the arms and legs. Okay, you're doing a great job. Keep on breathing. We got 10 seconds. All right, we're gonna go 3 more. Here's 1, 2, and 3. You're gonna relax. We got both dumbbells. Both legs are gonna be in tabletop. So you're gonna start with both of your weights down by your shoulder. As you press up, you're gonna crunch and see how close you can get those weights to your shin and come back, right? So we're trying to lift and come back. If you want 1 foot down, that's fine. It doesn't really matter which one. Okay, lift, slowly come back. Lift, slowly come back. Okay, controlling those arms and legs. Lifting up, trying to get both shoulder blades up off of the floor. Okay, you're doing a great job. We're gonna do 1 more. Then we're gonna have both legs up straight and we're gonna do toe touches. So kind of like what you just did. Lifting up and back. Up and back. Every time you're rolling up, using your core to get up to those legs, right? Don't just lift your neck and pull. You wanna use your core. You're rolling your spine up and reaching. Tightening up the core, drawing in the belly button, right? And lifting. No big deal. Okay, we got 2 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. Next one that we're gonna do hip lifts. So you're gonna lift your hips up off the floor and back. If that bothers your back, you could just repeat the toe touches or do a regular crunch without weights, okay? So you're lifting your butt up and back. Nice straight legs, right? We're using a lot of our lower core. Don't worry about how high up you come, right? No one's gonna measure it. No one's gonna get out a ruler. Okay, but you wanna keep those hips lifting up, right? Keeping those legs straight. If you need to modify, remember, you could do toe touches or a crunch instead, whatever feels good to you, okay? Keep on moving through it. Okay, we got 5 more. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you'll relax. And there you are. There's your happy Friday workout. All the core you could ever dream of.